they will tell me, okay, you are good. The cancer came back. So I'm a 2 times breast cancer survivor. 2 times.
God will bless you people. God will bless you for all these initiatives that is making women to take charge of their health, to be more independent and know things that concerns them.
So my only sister, I was doing all that for her. You know, I live a life that I blame myself every day. Why don't you force her to go for this treatment? I'm an only child. You know, why don't you force her at stage 2?
Prevention is key. Because I was told it was stage 2, but luckily for me, by the time I went, it was stage 1. So I was able to treat.
Cancer remains one of the most significant health challenges of our time, affecting millions of lives worldwide. Between 2022 and 2024, the focus of World Cancer Day is to help close the cancer gap. This year marks the 3rd and final year of the campaign. The theme of this year is Together We Challenge Those in Power. This theme encompasses the global demand for leaders to prioritize and invest in cancer prevention and care, and to do more to achieve a just and cancer-free world. To commemorate this year's World Cancer Day, the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association DEPOWA, in collaboration with Partnership for the Eradication of Cancer in Africa, was taking proactive steps to combat cancer by sensitizing and conducting free cancer screening for over 200 wives of personnel. Since Mrs. Ogogo Musa's assumption into office, she has conducted free cervical cancer screening for over 250 women in October 2023 and mammograms for over 80 women between October 2023 and January 2024. And today, over 200 women across all services are currently benefiting from this program. Mrs. Musa, in her remarks at the 2024 World Cancer Day commemoration, which took place today, Friday, 16 February 2024, stressed that today marks an important milestone as the DEPOWA launched the routinization of cervical and breast cancer screening, a substantial step towards early detection, timely intervention, and ultimately saving lives.
Today, over 200 women across all services will benefit from this program. Today marks an important milestone as we launch the routinization of cervical and breast cancer screening, a substantial step towards early detection, timely intervention, and ultimately saving lives. By making this screening a frequent part of healthcare service, we empower individuals to take charge of their health, detect cancer at its earliest stage, and assess the care and support they need. But our efforts must continue. Closing the care gap requires a collective commitment to raising awareness, advocating for fair access to healthcare service, and investing in research and innovation. It requires us to stand in solidarity with those affected by cancer, offering support, compassion, and hope in their time of need.
The guest speaker encourages guests and members of the DEPOWA, NAOWA, NAFOWA, NOWA, and POWA to take precautionary measures to prevent cancer and frequently examine their breast.
Because what we see, we have women who notice lump in the breast and still sit at home for 7 years, 6 years, 7 years, and then come with the breast all, we know how these things look. I didn't put any slide here because I don't want to show very boring images about things that happen, but I'm telling you that these things know no bounds. There's no education in it. You find lawyers, you find doctors, you find accountants of high repute come to your consulting room. So it's responsible for 6.6% of female cancer deaths worldwide. And it can take 10 to 15 years, please mark that, it can take 10 to 15 years for cervical cancer to develop in a woman. So why should a woman develop cervical cancer? If it takes 10 to 15 years, then why should a woman develop cervical cancer? Yes, infected looks like. Next slide. This is another one. Next slide, please. So what are the risk factors for cervical cancer? The most important risk factor is the human papillomavirus. More than 90% of cervical cancer is actually caused by that virus, the human papillomavirus.
The highlight of the event was the launching of the routinization of cervical and breast cancer screening, free cervical cancer screening for all guests, as well as free counseling.
When she came back, we had to start chemo all over again. It is pain on the patient and even the caregiver. Because as a caregiver, when the patient is in pain, you're also in pain, you can't help. She lost the first breath, the next time it went to the other one. She was battling in pain. When she goes for chemo, her whole pain is burnt, it's gone, she vomits. So many things were going wrong. Before you know it, she could not use the toilet. It affected her kidneys. They had to put this thing inside for her to urinate. Later, she could not even stool. She could not control her stool. She was stooling on the bed. So my only sister, I was doing all that for her. You know, I live a life that I blame myself every day. Why don't you force her to go for this treatment? I'm an only child. You know, why don't you force her at stage 2? You could not help her to go for treatment, you could not force her. So many times, thank you, man. I've left my house throughout COVID. I spent it with her. Hoping she'll be okay. The next thing, her liver was affected. Later, her lungs were affected. Everything just went bad. I was just called, my sister is in the hospital. I was with her, holding her in my hand, praying. And she gave up. Something who would have been able to save. They would tell me, okay, you are good. The cancer came back. So I'm a 2 times breast cancer survivor. 2 times. 2011 and 2017. I am wearing a long dread. I did not fix it. I grew it. Wow. After the first chemo, I grew. One thing I realized, mommy, is that we did not lose out. Chemo will scrape your head, but it makes your hair grow. It makes your hair grow. My head, this one now, I did it in 2019. Very tiny. And today, 5 years, look at my hair. And I'm making that routine. So I need to say something. Most of our young girls, as at the time I was told I had cancer, I was going through a divorce. You see, thank you. I was going through a divorce. And when they cut off the breast, men, sorry, but this thing where you can see, now foam, packaging. If you don't package well, now you sabi. Because when you now start doing as if you're dying, all they will tell you is sorry. But when you get into the house, it is you and you alone. Nobody will tell you sorry. I was going through it, so no man will tell me sorry. But with one breast, I remarried. With one breast, I remarried.
The cancer situation in Africa is disheartening. In the year 2020, approximately 1.1 million new cancer cases occurred on the continent, with around 700,000 deaths. About 50% of new cancer cases in adults in Africa are due to breast, cervical, prostate, colorectal, and liver cancers. If urgent measures are not taken, cancer mortality in the region is projected to reach about 1 million deaths per year by 2030. Also, in 20 years, cancer death rate in Africa will overtake the global average of 30%. This is more so because cancer survival rates in the WHO African region currently average 12%, much lower than the average of over 8% in high-income countries. Olaimi Eson for Spy TV.